What up guys, Nick Mark here. Haven't made a video in a really long time, but wanted to do a walk around on my stunt bike I'm building. It's a 2009 Kawasaki er6n. A lot of the parts they don't make for this bike to make it a stunt bike, is not many people stunt twins, which is common knowledge. But there's a lot of things that you can do to make it work. Basically what I have is I have my handbrake setup done. I have my sub cage, and I have my 12 bar, which I had to make. I do have to extend it longer because it doesn't stick out far enough for me. I'd rather it be about that much farther out, angle it up a little bit. It's my first time making something like that, so basically what I did is I took a 99-03 er6 front master. You bleed it right side up, and then you flip it. Then I put back on a OEM brake lever because those are the best to have, because you'd rather break a lever than your whole master. I just have a universal, it's a 3-wheeler brake line, I believe, because they come with handbrakes. I ran it, I think it was a 190 millimeter. I ran it along the outside for the fact that to bleed these lines, it takes forever, super hard. So the best way to do it is put something inside the caliper and bench bleed it. For a bracket, I have a, a Stunt dual caliper bracket with the radial, I believe this is 0304 ZX6R636 front caliper, yeah. And basically, it works pretty good. It locked up. One issue I came across is the caliper. If you could see, the clearance on this is very minuscule. So what you have to do basically is you have to spacer it out. It will want to rub more on the bottom than the rear. You also can't run a bigger caliper because of it, or a rotor, because obviously you gotta figure stock one. It does fit your stock caliper. And that's about the handbrake setup. You do have to shave the caliper too. Let me mention that. Shave top. You have to shave the bottom portion. You can't really see it. Let me try to get in there. You do have to shave the bottom portion a little more to get it in there. Basically, I did just 2 washers and 1 crush washer because they're smaller on both sides, and it worked out pretty good. If you can see here, it bled really good. No playnet, locks up the rear wheel. Then I have a universal eBay single finger clutch lever. Works really good. Pull it on 1 finger. I usually do 2 though. And I have it on the farthest setting in, because that would be the easiest to pull. Most leverage. Common sense. Then I have my 12 bar, which basically, you can see, obviously not the best work. It's a stunt bike. Into the frame right here, here, I'm gonna take out the seat and I'll get back. You can see basically it welded in right there and right there. Alright, now before I say anything, the welds are not the greatest. I did it with a $90 flux core welder. If you can see, flux core is still on there. It's not the best welding at all. It was $90 from Harbor Freight. It does get the job done. It is sturdy welds. There's penetration if you have it on the max setting, but basically right before here, right there, you bring it down. And I had this with all the fairings off, so with them off, it looked like the body went more like that with it until I put it all back on. So I am going to cut it, bring it up, maybe rebuild this part so it's extended more out. But that's a 12 bar. They do not make any 12 bars for this bike, because basically there is nowhere to mount it. And next thing I guess would be the sub cage. Also had to be modified, but I was able to use the stock mounting that is behind, where are they? These pieces that go on the side. I use a Ninja 650 Z650 sub cage they make. But the issue with that is this part came way too far up where it hit this bottom piece, and it was not long enough. So basically I had to cut here, get 2 of the same pieces, weld those and then weld in a whole section in the middle. That's how much needed to be added, which is crazy, but it is very strong with the 12 bar. I could pick up the whole bike with it. It's not gonna break off. And basically, why I picked an er6n to stunt, because you would think you'd want a 636 F4i, something like that to stunt, but basically I wanted a challenge because everyone does those bikes. I never see anyone try to stunt these besides if you're in the Czech Republic or like Russia. So basically that's about what I've done so far. I also did add a new exhaust. That's the brand right there. It had to be modified, but this is what came on the bike. Yeah, two brothers, great. But basically all I have to do left is add a engine cage. To keep it cooler, I would like to wrap the exhaust and move the radiator out a couple inches, probably to like here, just to keep it cooler and while you're in the fan so it stays cooler in the lot. But besides that, I need a new tire because that shit's bald. Got a brand new one right there. But basically that's it, and hopefully this helps some of you trying to stunt your er6n. Not an easy bike to find parts for. They make pretty much nothing, but take some 636 Ninja 650 parts. It does take, because that's the motor that's in the bike. But yeah, this is the bike. I'm going to start making more videos, probably vlogs, stunt videos, etc. So if you want that, like, comment, subscribe. Forgot about gearing. I have a Vortex 54 2 sprocket, comes stock with a 46, and I bought a 150 link chain, and that makes it so it's a lot easier to pull it up in second, and it doesn't lose too much top speed.